in a desperate bid to escape an arranged marriage to the mad yet wealthy Chief Olumide. Folake and her childhood friend Emeka flee Lagos under the cover of night. As they navigate the perilous streets, with Mama Folake hot on their heels, they must outwit and outrun her to find freedom. The tension reaches a fever pitch as they narrowly board a departing bus, leaving behind everything they have ever known. Folake's heart pounds with fear and hope, setting the stage for an emotional journey of love and self-discovery. Will they find happiness in a humble village, or will the past catch up with them? In the bustling city of Lagos, there lived a woman named Mama Folake. She was known throughout her neighborhood for her loud voice, flashy clothes, and constant bragging about money. Mama Folake had one daughter, a beautiful and kind-hearted girl named Folake. Folake was everything her mother was not. She was quiet, humble, and always ready to help others. While Mama Folake chased after wealth and status, Folake found joy in the simple things like reading books, helping her neighbors, and dreaming of true love. As Folake grew into a young woman, Mama Folake became obsessed with finding her a rich husband. She would say, "My daughter must marry money. I didn't suffer all these years for her to end up with some poor man." Folake tried to reason with her mother. "Mama, money isn't everything. I want to marry for love." But Mama Folake wouldn't hear it. She'd snap back, "Love? Love cannot buy gold jewelry or big cars. Stop being foolish." One day, news spread through Lagos about a man named Chief Olumide. He was filthy rich, owning businesses all over Nigeria. But there was a catch. Chief Olumide was known to be mad. Sometimes he had talked to himself, other times he had danced naked in the street. People said he's gone crazy after dabbling in dark magic to get his wealth. Most people avoided Chief Olumide, but not Mama Folake. When she heard about his riches, her eyes light up like stars. She saw an opportunity. That very evening, Mama Folake cornered Folake in their small living room. "My daughter," she said, a sly smile on her face, "I have found you a husband." Folake looked up from her book, confused. "A husband? But Mama, I am not ready to marry." Mama Folake waved her hand dismissively. "Nonsense. You are 22. It is time. And wait till you hear who it is. Chief Olumide." Folake's eyes widened in shock. "Chief Olumide? But Mama, he's not well. People say he's mad." "Mad?" Mama Folake cackled. "The only mad thing about him is how much money he has. Think about it, Folake. You will never have to work a day in your life. You will have servants, fancy clothes, cars, name them. But Folake was shaking her head. No, Mama, I can't marry a man I don't love, especially one who is not in his right mind. It is not fair to him or me. Mama Folake's face darkened. Fair? I will tell you what's not fair. Me breaking my back all these years to feed and clothe you. Now it's time for you to do something for this family. You will marry Chief Olumide, and that's final. For weeks, Folake tried to change her mother's mind. She begged, she pleaded, she even threatened to run away. But Mama Folake was like a dog with a bone. She wouldn't let go of the idea. Meanwhile, Mama Folake was busy making arrangements. She managed to get a meeting with Chief Olumide, bringing along a reluctant Folake. Chief Olumide lived in a massive mansion on Victoria Island. As they were led inside by a nervous-looking servant, Folake felt her heart sink. The house was beautiful, but it felt cold and empty. They found Chief Olumide in a large study, surrounded by piles of money. He was counting. When he saw them, he jumped up, scattering naira notes everywhere. "Visitors," he shouted, clapping his hands like a child. "Have you come to play with my money?" Mama Folake plastered on a big smile. "Oh, great chief, we have come because I heard you're looking for a wife. This is my daughter, Folake. Isn't she beautiful?" Chief Olumide turned his wild eyes to Folake, who wanted to disappear into the floor. He circled her, muttering to himself, then suddenly shouted, "Yes, she will do. She will be my money queen." And just like that, it was decided. Despite Folake's tears and protests, Mama Folake and Chief Olumide set a date for the wedding. As the weeks passed, Folake fell into despair. She couldn't believe her own mother would force her into this situation. She thought about running away, but where would she go? She had no money of her own, and Mama Folake watched her like a hawk. The night before the wedding, Folake lay in bed, unable to sleep. Suddenly, she heard a tap at her window. Frightened, she approached slowly, then gasped when she saw who it was. It was Emeka, the son of their neighbor. Emeka and Folake has grown up together, and though they'd never spoken of it, there had always been a spark between them. "Emeka," Folake whispered, opening the window. "What are you doing here?" Emeka's face was serious. "I heard about the wedding, Folake. You can't go through with it. Run away with me." Folake's heart leaped, but then reality came crashing down. "I can't, Emeka. My mother, she will never forgive me. And where would we go? We have no money." Emeka took her hand. "I've been saving every kobo from my job at the market. It's not much, but it's enough to get us to my uncle's village in the east. We can start a new life there." Folake was torn. Could she really leave everything behind? But then she thought of Chief Olumide and his mad eyes, and she knew she had no choice. "Okay," she whispered, "let's go." Quickly and quietly, Folake packed a small bag with one last look at her childhood home. She climbed out the window and into the night with Emeka. They moved silently, through the dark streets of Lagos, heart pounding. Just as they reached the bus station, they heard a familiar voice shouting, "Folake, where are you? You ungrateful child." It was Mama Folake. Somehow, she had discovered Folake's escape. Panic gripped Folake and Emeka. They ran, ducking into alleys and behind market stalls. They could hear Mama Folake's voice getting closer. Finally, they spotted a bus about to leave. They made a dash for it, climbing aboard just as it started moving. As the bus pulled away, Folake saw her mother's angry face in the crowd, growing smaller in the distance. Folake let out a breath she didn't know she had been holding. She turned to Emeka, who squeezed her hand reassuringly. For the first time in weeks, Folake smiled. She was free. The bus journey to Emeka's uncle's village was long and bumpy. As they traveled, Folake and Emeka talked about their hopes and dreams. Folake felt a warmth in her heart she'd never experienced before. Was this what love felt like? When they arrived at the village, Emeka's uncle welcomed them with open arms. He was a man, a kind man, who understood their situation. He offered them a small hut to live in and helped Emeka find work on a nearby farm. Life in the village was hard but happy. Folake learned to cook traditional dishes, helped in the community school, and fell more in love with Emeka each day. For the very first time in her life, she felt truly at peace. Back in Lagos, Mama Folake was furious. The day of the wedding, she had gone to wake Folake only to find an empty bed. Chief Olumide flew into a rage when he heard his bride had run away. In his madness, he accused Mama Folake of tricking him and threw her out of his mansion. Mama Folake's reputation in the neighborhood was ruined. People whispered and laughed behind her back. That's what she gets for being so greedy, they say. As months turned into years, Mama Folake's anger slowly turned to regret. She missed her daughter and wondered if her obsession with money has cost her the only thing that truly mattered. Meanwhile, Folake and Emeka built a life together in the village. They had a small wedding ceremony surrounded by their new friends and Emeka's family. When their first child was born, Folake named her Joy because that's what she had found in her new life. One day, about 5 years after they had run away, Folake was surprised to see a familiar figure walking into the village. It was Mama Folake, looking older and humbler than Folake remembered. Folake's first instinct was to run, but something made her stay. As Mama Folake approached, Folake saw tears in her eyes. "My daughter," Mama Folake said softly, "I have been searching for you for so long. Can you even forgive me?" Folake looked at her mother, then at Emeka and their daughter playing nearby. She thought of the peace and love she had found and how close she's come to losing it all because of her mother's greed. But she also saw the genuine remorse in her mother's eyes. Folake took a deep breath and said, "It will take time, Mama. Even though you have hurt me deeply, I can't deny the fact that you are still my mother. There's always a second chance. Yes, I think I can forgive you." Mama Folake broke down in tears. Thank you, my one and only daughter. I don't know what I would have done without you. Hugging Folake tightly. Over the next few days, they talked about everything that had happened. Mama Folake admitted her mistakes and asked to be given a second chance to be part of Folake's life again. It wasn't easy, but slowly they began to rebuild their relationship. Mama Folake learned to love the simple village life, doting on her granddaughter and helping Folake around the house. As for Chief Olumide, the heard he'd eventually been committed to a mental hospital. His wealth couldn't buy him happiness or sanity. Years later, Folake would tell the story to her children and grandchildren. She'd say, money is important, yes, but it should never come before love, kindness, and doing what's right. True wealth is in the heart. And so, in a small village far from the bustling city of Lagos, Folake found the happy ending she had always dreamed and prayed of. Not in a mansion filled with gold, but in a humble heart filled with love.